Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 18 hours, you're probably aware that the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has been impeached. This doesn't mean that he's out of office right away or he's heading to prison, no. It means that members of the House of Representatives voted on articles of impeachment, specifically abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, and the majority found President Trump in breach. This makes him the third president in United States history to face removal by Senate. The trial will begin in early 2020, 10 months ahead of the next presidential election. I can only imagine what Christmas time at the Trump household will be like this year. We put up a video earlier that takes a look at some of the finer details of what's going on, so if you're a little confused, don't worry. Go give it a watch and hopefully it will clear up some of your misconceptions. Even if you have all the facts, there are quite a few questions undoubtedly running through your head. Where do we go from here? What will happen in the upcoming election? What if President Trump goes to jail? Which brings us to the topic of this video. What if President Donald Trump goes to prison for life? Dramatic, right? Well, we'll discuss that in just a moment. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more inquisitive content. Alright, let's get started. First thing we need to do is clear up what going to prison for life really means. A life sentence is usually reserved for violent and very serious crimes. First-degree murder, sexual violence, drug kingpins, and habitual criminals are usually the culprits. The sentence is presented as a number of years to life. You might have heard something like 15 years to life or 25 years to life before. This doesn't necessarily mean that a prisoner will stay incarcerated until the day they die. It's common that people do, but every once in a while a lifer will legally make their way back to society. Often, offenses will have a minimum period of imprisonment before the prisoner has a chance to apply for parole. The first parole application is pretty much guaranteed to be rejected, but a prisoner can reapply every 5 years. Even then, it's common for prisoners to have their parole applications rejected for the remainder of their life. Even if a lifer can have their parole application approved, they will still be under parole for the rest of their life. So they'd be free from prison, yes, but one wrong move could have them back behind bars. So if President Trump went to jail for life, he would likely be chilling in the institution for a cool 15 years at minimum and then applying for parole every chance he got. But the crimes he's accused of do not carry a life sentence. They are high crimes, yes, but not violent enough to earn lifelong punishment. Abuse of power and obstruction of Congress are the issues we're concerned with. If he's charged and convicted with both, some estimate that Trump might get a 10-year sentence. The trial hasn't started yet, and we've only just learned about these results last night, so the numbers should not be taken as a guarantee. However, we did see Michael Cohen, Trump's former personal attorney, head into the slammer and serve a 3-year sentence for violation of federal campaign finance law. It seems that if people you're associated with go to prison, the chances of heading in yourself increase. So hypothetically, let's just say Trump is sentenced to 10 years. Doesn't seem like too much when compared to a life sentence, sure, but consider Donald Trump's age. The current president of the United States is 73. That's not the average age of a person heading to prison for the first time. Prison is no easy feat either. Studies have shown that incarceration tends to shorten life expectancy. Mental health deteriorates, physical health care is harder to come by, the life-affirming activities one enjoys while a free person all disappear. The average American life expectancy is 78.7 years as of 2018, so a 73-year-old serving a 10-year sentence will cross that threshold while serving their time. Additionally, one could probably assume that President Donald Trump would be a polarizing figure in prison. That's all I have to say about that. Sending a president to jail would spark intense debate across the country for sure. Heck, we'd probably be arguing about it across the world. The news cycle surrounding the events would be crazy, and it would set a brand new legal precedent that all future politicians would have to be wary of. An already divided United States would fracture even further. Looking at the vote to impeach, it fell right along party lines. This is a testament to how polarized US politics are at the current moment. The Republicans would not be happy if their president were jailed, making them less likely to cooperate with Democrats if they took power. However, Democrats would celebrate their legal win, but could very well lose a lot of public support for following through on their vote of non-confidence. All of this would run right into the next election, which would be insane. Both parties would be scrambling to find their next presidential candidate. The Democrats already seem to be deeply divided on their leadership, and I can't claim to predict who the next Republican leader might be. What direction would the country be nudged towards by the impeachment and incarceration? Would the American people move further left to try to distance themselves from the terminated presidency? Or would they move to the right to continue on the same path that President Trump blazed, just without Trump? If you thought 2016 was nuts and hard to call, just wait until November 2020. It's already shaping up to be a historic election. What do you think? Will sending a president to jail help or hurt the United States? Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the comments from last time. Javier Rodriguez asks, how rich is Santa? He's got no money, it's all magic. Santa Claus has no need for riches. Willa Wolf asks, is not a frozen expanse terrifying enough? Absolutely terrifying, yes, but a frozen expanse has no feelings. It's not cruel, nor is it vicious. It just is. I don't know if that's more or less terrifying. Bear Ubu says, I want him as a pet. Go for it, but you're gonna have to live the rest of your life in the Arctic and cut your tongue out. Maybe not worth it. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.